Good evening, and as Wrangler would say, salutations, ladies and gentlemen. My name is the Lord Otter. I am joined by several fine folks here this evening. First of all, I'll have everyone welcome here Mr. Drama Goblin.
Woohoo! Drama Goblin!
He might also be
Hello.
Good evening, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good.
Hell yeah.
Sleepy, got some dental work done today. Decided I'm going to give a chance at some writing of horror shorts stuff.
Oh, fun. Very nice. All right, next up, we have Wrangler. They're in the bottom left corner of the chat.
A whole lot of hola. This is me. No, that's not a picture of me. I'm not that good looking.
Yeah, you're a very handsome lady, Wrangler.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah,
Thank you very much.
I'll remove the crazy cat lady because what I'm working on. Well, Sabrina's not in what I'm working on right now, but she's closer in tone to what I'm working on. So, I'll
nice.
How do you deal with allegations that you are in fact a 3D organism and not 2D?
I don't deal with it. I just ignore it and move on.
Also, last but not least, we have James Esparza joining us in the bottom right. I think he's hiding in a box.
Hey ho. Hello, friends. I'm in my original badger form, hiding in this box while be getting plenty of writing done. It's very nice of these lesbians and gays to invite me on their LGBT stream. I'm very happy to be here.
Shut the fuck up, you. Frederick Guimont joins us in the chat saying, "Evening, gents. Can't make it on panel tonight, but have a great Create-athon." Hail, good sir. And even if it's just briefly, welcome to the chat. Glad to have you with us.
LGBT stream? Oh shit, my fat ass thought it was a BLT stream.
Well, little did you know.
BLT? Bacon? You have my attention.
Bacon!
It's bacon!
This is what I'm joined with tonight. Anyways, we're here to
otters
write
don't like bacon?
No,
you eat clams,
otters,
but you don't eat bacon?
Otters love bacon. What are you talking about, okay?
Okay, I thought there was
They were
something wrong with it.
And seafood.
Seafood.
Bacon still goes good on that, too.
Yeah,
All I'll say is I've never seen happiness quite like those videos of little otters being fed scallops as treats.
I mean, they are delicious. You can't help it that we get excited. Like, it's the best thing ever.
Do otters like catfish cakes?
Yeah, we do, actually. It's very nice. Very pleasant.
Deep fried in that horrible vegetable oil, but it tastes so good.
Oh, yeah. It's all the unhealthy foods. That's what otters like the most. Oh, boy. Now that I realize it, I am going to have to be moving over to a different screen here. There we are. So, as part of our little Friday night Create-athon tradition, for all of you joining us in the chat, usually how we do this is we have a few of us end up spinning our names on the wheel here, ending up determining who is going to go first. So it's going to be two people. And usually we go in like basically stretches of like 7.5 minutes apiece, and then we'll rotate it around. So it gives all of us a nice little amount of time to talk while answering questions, getting stuff done. Everybody can focus as needed, and so on and some such.
Otter, your wheel is lying to me.
Why is that?
It says click to spin or press Control Enter, and neither seems to be working.
I know. I keep clicking it, and nothing's happening, though. I just haven't clicked it yet. It's the lack of opposable thumbs. They're really hampering me right now.
Yeah.
All right, but without any further ado...
TV.
Can we get a bit of a drum roll going here? Because I am really looking forward to this.
Bum, bada bum bum.
In 3,
bada bum,
2, 1.
Bum 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 bum.
And Drama Goblin is our first creator.
Well, it makes sense. He was doing his own theme song there for a second.
That is true. All right, Drama Goblin, you are going to be one of the two of us that's first up. All right. Time for round 2. let's see who the lucky winner is. It might just be me. And it looks like it is James, in fact.
Woohoo!
Get in your box and create.
That's right. Get back in your box.
I never
All
left.
right. Now I can swap over to this screen for our lovely timer, which I will go ahead and start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there
Was
we
that
go.
a countdown to start a countdown?
Yes, it was.
Oh,
It's
we're
the
getting
final
deep.
countdown.
It's the
Anyways.
semi-final countdown.
I'm saying anyways, and I'm reminded of My Immortal, if you remember that at all, Wrangler.
Stop flaming, Kay.
Stop flaming, Kay.
No,
I kind of want to reread that a little bit just for the shits and giggles.
it makes me think of that dude that does the funny commercials where it's like he's playing a clip of some lady getting interviewed, going on about her pronouns and gender fluid or whatever, and then all of a sudden it cuts to this guy. He goes, "Oh, so you're gay?" Anyways, over here I'm selling, and he goes into this whole pitch for like magnetic signs. It was hilarious.
That's too good, man. Oh boy. Yeah, but so what are you working on tonight, Wrangler?
I am working on Mystified Investigations, and I'm hoping I'm about 2/3 of the way through, because and that's probably where I'm at, because I noticed I did this with the last 2 books. I sit there and I'm painstakingly writing the chapters as I go, and then I reach a certain point and I'm like, all right, I need to lay everything else properly to get to the ending I have set. So now I'm just writing, they do this, they do that, they do that, just like a abbreviated idea of the plot up to that point. Because now I'm going to use that once I get, okay, I know where I'm going to have what characters where in the complex at what point in time.
No,
that allows me to know, okay, that's when I address this issue with these characters over here.
I think there's some validity to that. So it's like it seems like that either gets defined either whenever you're working on your first draft or it's like the outline. And you even get kind of a mix of the two where it's like you're just trying to lay out to yourself what happens in the story.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably not the best way to go about it. It's worked so far, but I probably could find better methods. Is I know where it's going to start and I know how I want it to end. And I sit down and just start at chapter 1, thinking from the character's perspective, and start writing towards that.
That's exactly what I do. And
but I don't have a true outline. I just know a bunch of things in my head that I want to happen along the way.
That also works. I mean, I know plenty of writers who don't even go with that. They just sit down at their desk and they just write and see what comes out. And for me, it's like that can work, but it only really works for like short stories for me. For a longer project like a novel, it starts getting a little dicey after a certain point. That's what I've noticed anyway.
Yeah, well, the thing is, since I now have like rules established for how particular things work and a whole bunch of continuity already in place, I have to like think long and hard before I have a character go off and do something, because it's like, does this break the rules I've established?
Yeah. No, I absolutely understand that. I noticed that whenever I'm either outlining or in my first draft, there's usually at least a couple of things that are either breaking character or don't entirely make sense. Maybe a little bit of rule of cool here and there, but it's something that's easily fixed through revision.
There's nothing wrong with indulging in a whole lot of rule of cool in your first draft, especially since you're going to be changing it.
Yeah, like your first draft, I really do believe a lot of it is just going with it.
Yeah.
Like, what happens next? Oh, I think this should happen. And then it's like, as you're writing it, all of a sudden you're getting like 3 more things, kind of like stream of consciousness. Oh, and then this happens, then this happens. But
like, if somebody read what my draft is so far, they'd think I got serious cat continuity problems, because Nomad's there, then he's not even mentioned for 3 chapters, and all of a sudden he's standing next to this character again. And it's like, where's he been? You know, because I kept
And
forgetting to put him in the scenes. But I mean, again, it doesn't matter.
that's
Because
why
this
you
is
have
first draft, very rough draft.
that's why you have like a really good editor or like a great group of beta readers to help you kind of like keep track, because like, and it's like you can be as attentive as you want as a creator, as an author, like even if you're writing something else like a comic or something, but you're always going to miss something, to the point where at least one reader will come up and say, hey, what the hell's going on with this character? I haven't heard from them in like 5 chapters. And you think to yourself, you're like, oh yeah, that is a thing.
Yeah. Luckily, this isn't a beta reader's not even going anywhere near this draft. So this is like the first draft. It's like I gotta at least have it look like I tried to have it ready to go before it's in front of them.
The first draft, my opinion is the first draft is for me. It's just for me.
Yeah.
Nobody else is allowed to see it. Second draft is where I'm like, okay, now you can take a look at it. It's still rough, but I polished it up a bit.
Yeah. I mean, and there's probably always sometimes those bits where it's like, hey, check out the paragraphs in this section here. I just want to get your thoughts on it. You know, but that's like a particular section, not like beta reading my stuff, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
There's sometimes you come up with something you're just too excited you want to show somebody. So
the fun thing about drafting in this way too is like whenever you have like beta readers or a good editor, it's like you're usually changing things too, and it's like a lot of stuff that you have pre-established in your outline usually gets shifted around in very unexpected ways.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's happened with me several times already, just at the cusp of completing book 2, which, I mean, I have the final draft done now. It's just getting it formatted for the last time and everything.
An entire plot point got yanked out of, I had to rewrite an entire chapter in the first book. It was going to be because of Harry's military time. He had information that the Archons wanted to get, and I ended up scrapping that entire thing because it just, once you start writing it out, you realize, hey, this doesn't really work.
Right. And it's also a case of where it's like you'll have characters doing certain things, but the more questions you ask yourself, or somebody else will bring up a really valuable question, and you're like, hang on, I need to either add a character here, remove a character there, add this plot point here that goes to this. And it's like, I wouldn't say it's like rewriting things, but it's more kind of like your story is like developing as it's going along. It's gaining all these branches and nuances to it as well.
Yeah. What's really fun is when you end up with characters that you just came up with in an instant to fill a spot in a paragraph you're working on. When it was you just invented them on the spot, and all of a sudden they become like a big deal and change everything.
Yeah.
I have returned.
Hi,
how was it in the
Welcome
box?
back.
'Tis well, 'tis well.
You are a badger in a box, after all.
Badger.
Very classy. Very classy.
How about you, Drama Goblin?
I am doing good. I got 133 words.
Hey,
Not a lot, but
very
hey.
nice. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start the timer again. Are you guys ready?
It's now my turn to write words, correct? For the next
Yes.
2 rounds.
And after the next 7.5 minutes, I will have to go silent, which is blasphemy for a Lord of Otters, but I will.
Well, I'm going
I
again,
will roll
correct?
with it. What's that, James?
I'm going again, correct?
Yes,
All right.
that's exactly right. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm going in.
Hell yeah! All right, Drama Goblin, it's you and me. How's life?
Life is good. I got a giant squash in the garden that's growing real big like.
Ooh.
The corn, I'm hoping I can get at least a bit of seedlings off of it. Didn't do as well because of the density of the plants. But, it's my first time trying out this homesteading, kind of inching into it. And I gotta say, I'm very pleased.
Yeah, it sounds very engaging. More than anything, it sounds rewarding.
It is very satisfying, I'll say, because it's a
Yeah, I
lot
bet.
of physical activity, it's a lot of sunlight. It definitely makes me feel good.
Yeah, sounds like it.
As for the writing endeavors, tonight I am writing a horror short story kind of thing in a vein similar to kind of Lovecraftian type fiction, and similar kind of idea to Dagon's Mirror or some other stuff that I've read around from that circle of things. Specifically, a kind of the short so far is about a early 19th or early 1900s or early 20th century uh, Russian emigrant comes to who came to America at a young age, moved in with his family and all that as a child, but a tragic event saw one of his family killed in an event that was blamed on a bear, but he is convinced that it was not a bear at all.
Those damned bears. They end up messing up everything.
The working title so far is It Was No Bear in Olympic National Park. And I'm thinking of kind of digging into a bit of Native American folklore and monster lore and kind of giving a eldritch spin on some of that.
Sounds fun. How many Eldritch authors have you read in the past? I'm guessing you've read some Lovecraft, maybe a little bit of Clark Ashton Smith.
Mostly Lovecraft in that regard, and I believe, it's mostly Lovecraft in terms of actual, like, hard novels. I have a lot of reading and research to do, honestly.
No, I feel that. So it's like this is me whenever I'm starting a project. I don't know what reading I need to do until I actually start collecting ideas, and then I'm like, oh, I see what's going on here. Yeah, this is something where I need to research this, that, and pretty much all these topics. But until I get to that point, I'm walking in blind. I know nothing about what I'm writing.
So yeah, what I got so far is 2 paragraphs, basically a kind of boring-ish, but its first draft doesn't really need to be anything but written. A little monologue of the protagonist who, with some help from earlier when we were talking about the last name thing, Jason Kozlov, talking or kind of writing in the perspective of a, like he's trying to be like a newspaper writer type of person to send this stuff in to get his conspiracies out there kind of thing.
Yeah.
And what I got is basically him talking about how his father once would often talk about this view of that humanity has as like, what I have so far is, my father had always told me the forests presented no danger which could not be conquered by the endeavors of man's progress, and that the ravenous maw of industry would see our towers loom over even the bleakest barrows and thickets. Humanity has long held such a habit of seeing itself as a master over nature, rather than a subservient soul in a vast web of living things, each seeking to dominate in their own little placid world far from the concerns of their competitors. Whether he spouted this view with reverence for man and his tenacity or some deep loathing for his invasive spread, I do not know for sure, but I'm inclined to believe it was the latter, for why else would he take his family away from the bustling streets? And that's where I ended up. I'm trying to decide what city his father was from.
Yeah, it's very nice. I really like the tone you're setting so far. It's very it feels suitably Lovecraftian, but with a bit of a spin as well. A little more I guess you could say nature focused. That is something that Lovecraft does a little bit, but not to very great effect in most cases. There are a couple exceptions. But in either case, I'm going to be finishing up my formatting tonight, so that's going to be a lot of fun for me. Trying to get into finishing up reading a couple of books as well, but that's more life stuff. Yeah, the Dragonlance novels are a lot of fun as of right now.
Right on.
I've recently been asking around for some good suggestions for Dark Sun books. That's a setting I've been meaning to get into for quite some time now. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun to get into it. Feels very Mad Max, in my opinion.
Yeah, Dark Sun is very... Yeah, it's got a lot of Mad Max vibe in it, especially. A lot of very heavy Conan vibe, with that Mad Max kind of just being this overwhelmingly prevalent kind of echo almost.
Yeah, I get a little bit of a kind of like an 80s like low budget B movie feel to it just a little bit, but there's also like a lot of love for sword and sorcery, like of course like Western films, well, not Western films, but post-apocalyptic kind of pseudo-Western films like Mad Max. I get a mix of a lot of those things while it's also doing its own thing as well.
Yeah, Dark Sun as a setting, basically, it pretty much is a setting that you could almost say the setting exists as like what would happen if you just took a bunch of 80s heavy metal album covers and like made a universe out of that.
Hey, I'm not complaining. That sounds like a lot of fun to me.
Great. It's great.
Yeah, but it's gonna be fun to read for sure. And that's the timer. Hail, James. Hail, Wrangler.
Hello.
All right. I think it is about time that I dove into this madness.
And who will be accompanying you?
It will be
I
me
will.
and Wrangler.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to start the timer again. I shall return.
Do it. Do it.
Do it. We needs it. The time are precious.
I will be back.
I'll be back.
Oh, why don't you tell me how your writing is going? What your story is about?
Well, I'm thinking that the story is going to be kind of I'm kind of wanting to... Now I'm kind of thinking over it. I kind of want to go with a sort of anthological structure with it. Kind of a few different weird events that the protagonist is going to look into. The main one being the through line or the connecting thread being him trying to find out what actually happened to his baby sister long ago when she was murdered in the woods, and people blamed the bears. And I'm thinking for this one, first story, something to do with something to do with maybe one of the legends of the owl witches, which is like a legend around here, or of the tribes, the border areas between Washington and Oregon, of these kind of an origin tale a bit of owls. This is the cuttings, or sort of the remnants of these witches that would eat children. Vaguely similar to Strigoi in old Slavic lore.
The owls are not what they seem. Yeah, that was a quote from the show Twin Peaks, if you've ever seen it.
I've not seen Twin Peaks. I've heard many good things. Many good things.
Yeah. I've recently finished watching it, and I gotta say it's not perfect, but it's definitely unique is the best way to put it. It's an interesting blend of comedy, science, like I guess supernatural horror, and murder mystery. Yours
Right.
kind of sounds like it's got the whole dark forest vibe going on.
Yeah, I love a good dark forest.
Same, same. I actually have been tempted because I like dabbling in radio dramas of actually writing a handful of short stories in this fictional universe, which is really just this old school horror game I like that sort of just died off because it had a just a botched launch.
Right.
But it's got a real thick lore to it, real good, rich lore, and they themselves explore the whole dark forest vibe. And I've always been enchanted by the sort of fairy tales and horror stories that are wrapped around that scenery.
Yeah, that kind of semi-dream-like surrealness of it and all that sort of thing.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm absolutely, I love that kind of thing myself as well.
Yeah, it's got that whole ancient vibe as well because of the obvious aging of trees and the biomes themselves. Not to mention the magnificent types of forests there are out there, from like Washington to redwood. Then you go down towards like Pennsylvania more, and I don't know what they call them, but they're like these ashy trees that look like they've been burnt 1,000 times over again.
Hmm.
So yeah, you can really mess with the biomes a lot. I myself, my current story, it's got a forest in it as well, and I sort of try to bring the forest to life as a character in itself because it's just a very lively biome.
Yeah, I love a good pine forest myself. I like the redwoods and all that stuff. I'm an Oregon boy myself, so we have a lot of pine forest, and it's one of my favorite biomes for it because there's just something so atmospheric about those towering monolithic trees and the nice mist in the early morning, the moonlight shining through them.
Yeah, I live down in the desert. Completely different vibe, but
Oh yeah.
definitely been more enchanted by the forest, though I would probably like to write something desert based. Um,
The
you
desert
get
has a charm all on its own. It
yes,
definitely has a
yes,
beauty.
a threatening charm is what I'll call it. You feel when you're in the desert, like desert. I like to live in a town that's in the desert, but drive 20 minutes in a particular direction. You're in desert. You have this tranquil yet vulnerable vibe. Unless it's hot out, then it's like tranquil yet threatening vibe.
Right.
Like, oh, it's nice out here, but it also
It's
feels like if I stay out too long, I'm gonna die.
yeah, exactly. It's that feeling of like this is a place where not much is welcome, really.
Yes,
It's nice, it's
yeah,
tranquil, but you are not welcome.
yeah. I mean, it's a very hostile environment. Even if it starts to rain, they're very prone to flooding.
Oh yeah, like
Which that would be very great for a survival story. I think desert may be one of the best biomes. Rocky desert, I'd say.
right. Yeah, the survival stories set in that kind of just that terrain idea is always those are always fun. Those are always great
Yeah,
fun in my opinion.
nice and blistery. You also don't get too much horror stories set in the desert. Maybe like more thrillers.
Yeah, not as much with the well, I guess if we count movies, I know Hills Have Eyes is kind of set in a desert.
Yeah, but what else? I guess if you go Middle Eastern desert, you can definitely unlock a few more there. But then it's
Yeah,
not the same. You're not getting. Well, no, you do get like the whole rocky element there. We got a lot of mountains. Middle Eastern deserts is where the spooky stuff is, I guess.
that's
We just
where
got
that's where
Bigfoot.
the mummies are.
Yeah,
Don't you know
and
them
the
spooky mummies?
stargates and the jinn. and like ghosts, I guess, desert ghosts.
Spoopy ghosts.
Yeah, that's where they wrote the That's where
I'm
they
back.
wrote the.
What
the-
happened?
We're talking about like how not a lot of spooky stuff like is set in the desert, even though there's just like a lot that happens there.
Yeah.
Like that's where the Necronomicon was written, in the desert.
Yeah, by Abdul al-Hazred.
Abdul, yeah, right outside of 7-Eleven in between shifts.
Oh, yeah, that's what.
Look, there's not a lot of ways to kill time when you're working at a 7-Eleven in the middle of
Oh,
in
God.
the middle of the desert.
I just came up with a terrible television show idea. All right, it's all about Lovecraftian stuff, but it's wrapped around a guy named Abdul who's writing the book at a 7-Eleven in the middle.
Just call the show Abdul K, and he works
Abdul.
for Circle K.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you should name the book. Thank you. Come again.
It doesn't have a title yet. I've been working it around.
The Necro Abdulicon.
He's writing all these Lovecraft stories in his book, but it's all of the horrible monsters are like thinly veiled, like very thinly veiled, based off of like his boss and shit.
His boss, customers, people come in at odd hours.
It's like, man, I hate this guy. You got an entry in the book.
His,
Right? Or
his
he's
boss,
writing it
his
in the
manager, Cthulhu.
Right? He's a big old fat guy.
This
With
big
like
old fat guy. He's got a big mustache.
He got a
It's like,
chin.
man,
falling down
that
his chin.
mustache could look like tentacles if you looked at it just right.
Wonder if he ate some mushrooms, looked at the roller grill, and came up with ideas for monsters.
Just his Cthulhu, the manager, is always sleeping on the job, but is always complaining regardless.
That'd be hilarious.
All right, time to start the timer again. I'm going back in.
With
And I'm
me this
dragging-
time, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm dragging you with me, drama.
No.
We got Yaga sauce. It's made of everything.
Yog salsa.
There's too much ingredients in this, man. You put everything in here.
And the timer starts now.
All right, I think it's just you and me, James.
It appears so. I'll go
Yeah,
to
we're
the right,
taking over the stream now. All right.
I suppose, at least for another.
What should we do with it?
I am going to pause the music I'm lightly listening to in my other headphones. I have the headphones on, and then I have my earbuds in underneath them. So that way I can listen to particular music on my mobile device, and I can take off my headphones when it's time to write, so I don't have to
Gotcha.
conversation while
I
writing.
thought you were just stacking tunes.
No, I mean there's that.
Yeah, it's
I
like
create an entire AI playlist for every short story series I'm gonna write, so I play those, kind of get myself in the right headspace.
but just think about it. You could load up different set of tunes on each headphone. You could listen to Billy Idol sing with Janis Joplin. How awesome is that?
Why would I want that?
I can't answer that.
You only need the one for music, one for conversation. I'm a simple man, I understand I come off wacky, but my tastes are quite strict.
Well, I have no taste, so
Hardy har. Yeah, I got like another 1,000 words to write in this story, and it should be done. Hopefully I can hit all the beats correctly. That's the difficult part with short stories, is you got to sort of make it nice and tight, get all the stuff you really don't need, and just you got to hit the beats right. Can't feel too
yeah.
like I think I like Conan. A lot of those were underneath around or underneath 10,000 words, yet they feel much longer in length.
Because they're good and dense.
Yeah, well, they're nice and tight, and they stick to the story. How's your story going? How's the writing?
It's going all right. I'm trying to link something from like 500 years in the past to the current scenario. And I have a whole journal half written by a he was a Spanish explorer in the Amazon. So I have his journal like half written. I just got a whole bunch of journal entries which tell the history of the region which the current day main characters are in, and they find these journal entries and start to figure out what happened there.
That definitely sounds like a difficult one there, you know. Like, did you already set it up prior? Whole future 500 years in the past connection?
Yeah, I started working on this book, and then at one point I was like, okay, they're here at the ziggurat. Oh, they're going beneath the ziggurat now, and I knew I wanted to tie it into a guy from the late 1500s, and so I'm like, oh, now that it's here, just so I don't go writing something that's going to make no sense, I better go write his journal. So I got all that hammered out.
Yeah.
Because I wanted them to run into one of his descendants.
Gotcha. Yeah, yours is very detailed and
it's giving me a headache.
or very complex is the word I'll use.
Yeah. But the deeper I get in, the more delicate I realize I'm like, I'm trying to make this make sense. I could bend certain things, but other things I absolutely cannot.
Definitely.
And I ran into what might be a snag, but I'm not sure yet. I gotta really mull it over first. Because I wanted this descendant to be from an uncontacted modern day tribe, so nobody speaks her language.
Oh, okay, that can be difficult there.
So I'm trying to figure out how do we get from where he was at the end of his journal to where this chick is now and make sense. If I can't make it make sense, then I got to change that whole thing.
Well, if it's an uncontacted tribe, you can always put them on a plane and it can crash in the middle of the jungle.
Oh, no, I have no problem getting them into jungle. I'm just trying to figure out, after the events of the city in the 1570s, what would have made him go settle down in this tribe? Why not back at the Muisca Confederation, you know?
Okay. Gotcha.
That's where I'm running into an issue is like, wait a minute. I don't understand why he would have gone and settled here instead of there. And if he settles over there, then it wouldn't make sense for his descendant to be from over here. So I might have to sever that tie. But I really don't want to.
Well, you know, you might have to do a little backtracking, given some reasoning in the previous story somewhere. Or maybe put an event in between.
You know what? Perhaps he was an explorer, so it wouldn't be out of his character to go find new places. But I have no way to convey that within the book, you know, without just out a very awkward exhibition dump, because the journal entries that they would find in this location, if he went elsewhere afterwards, he wouldn't have put them in that location. So he wouldn't have written that till he was long gone from there. They wouldn't find those details. So I don't know if that makes the story clunky. You know what I mean? Or maybe I'm just overthinking it, and it's like, yeah, this could be his descendant.
Well, I suppose you can give it a try. Write out a small section, see if they're looking good.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't take a whole lot to just not make her a descendant at all. But I wanted that connection there.
Yeah. I mean, you can. Maybe she
Yeah.
finds out over time or something, but in a separate mystery,
Yeah, that could be. I mean, as I get more of the story done and more fleshed out, I'll have a better idea of what I can do.
Can go with the old school romance plot. He goes out there looking for something and he finds love instead.
I am back.
I also
Welcome
return.
back.
They are
I
back.
have returned. And I come with much fish.
I come with mild progress. Not a lot written, just an extra paragraph trying to figure out where I want to take it or where the flow of its conversation goes.
I
It's
come with
understandable.
problems.
Oh boy. All right.
So,
Well, time
So
to
how'd it
swap
go?
over. Oh, go ahead.
I just said, so how'd it go?
I assume well. It's also my turn now, right?
It is your turn, and it is Drama Goblin's turn once
Gotcha.
more. All right, time to set the timer
Let's do this.
again,
I'm ready.
and go.
Oh,
All right,
no.
Wrangler, it's you and me once more.
Now I have to speak words. Oh, don't make me do words.
Well, it's too bad because you got to speak words, boy.
Okay, I'm trying to think of some. Does yada yada count as words? Does
Yeah,
that count?
Rada
Okay.
rada also counts.
Yada yada rada rada yada rada yada.
Yada rada rada. See, we're speaking words. And I'm also really trying to fix some of this formatting that's going on here. Because
Oh,
adding
did it?
images is annoying.
Are you using Word to do this, or?
I am actually using a program called OnlyOffice, which is a Word clone. One that's free.
Ah,
I would actually argue it works a little better than Word.
only office where the chairs are like the pictures on a calendar or something.
Yeah. It's a pretty good program, though. I don't hate it by any stretch. It works well.
So how close you getting?
I'm adding in the smaller images as we speak. That is going pretty well. I'm trying to think. The other thing I'm really trying to focus on after that is going to be the larger images. Once I get all that situated and I'm happy with it, I'm going straight to headers and footers. And that's going to be the last step. Then it'll
Nice.
be pretty much ready to get into the publishing queue.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's been 2 years. It's been a decent amount of waiting, but phew, I'm seeing that finish line, okay?
All right.
That's for sure. So definitely progress. Let's move this up. This is also the thing whenever you're formatting in images, it messes with your line spacing just a little bit. And if you tweak that just a little bit, it can change around the whole layout of your whole book.
That's why I wussed out and paid my copy editor to format it for me.
It's not too bad. I don't mind I don't mind it too much, but it is annoying.
I barely know how to use the word processor. I go and look up my save files. I'm like, why do I have double of almost every save file to different places? I don't even know how that happened. And what sucks is when I hadn't worked on a chapter in a while and I go back and look it up, I got two of them. Like, oh, which one was it? Which one's actually been edited? And so I'm an idiot with these things. I just sit down, write words, and try and make it presentable, and then ship it off to someone who actually knows what they're doing with it.
If it makes you feel any better, that's a lot of us. A lot of what we're doing is just writing words and trying to act kind of cool while doing it. But that's about it, really. Not much more artistry to it than that.
What's weird is I've never been like the greatest with the spoken word. I stammer and everything all that much. But you give me time with those words on paper, I could put them in a pretty good row.
Yeah. And that's the wonderful thing.
Yeah.
is that I think prose fiction is there for those of us who aren't the best at speaking eloquently. You can
Yeah.
develop that skill set, but writing is arguably even more powerful.
Now, what's funny is I'll bet you people who read my stuff would expect me to be a much smoother speaker. And it's like, no, not even close.
Yeah, well, the written word and the spoken word are two very different skills, and they both require practice in various ways.
Yeah, I often look at my written word. I'm like, why can't I talk like that?
I ask myself that question sometimes.
I never get the answer though.
I never
Well,
heard.
I do have an answer. My answer is, well, I just can't. Okay, keep writing.
Well, I try my best. That's like the best answer you can give, really. I mean, like the best way you can really like get better at like speaking, like exercising the spoken word is stuff like this, where it's on the spot kind of stuff, which ironically does help with writing it, or at least in my opinion, it does.
I mean, I would think the two are pretty well linked. If you're good at one, it'll give you an advantage with the other.
Yeah, very much so.
And then you get someone like Luke who can practically just speak Shakespearean off the top of his head out of nowhere on a whim.
Why, verily, my good lass, I deem thee the most wonderful of days. If you would but allow me to accompany you upon this fine sojourn, I would be more than happy to. Theo can talk like that just easily.
Yeah, and that was a whole lot of words to say. Hey, can I come?
Yeah,
little on the verbose side.
just a little.
Restricted likings. Hold on. Restricted. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name, but oh, you know what? They can go away. That's a.
Oh yeah, it's the ad bots, our favorites. Don't we love the ad bots? They're so kind. They've never steered us wrong. They
I
never
just
steered
went over
anyone
onto
wrong.
YouTube to delete it and realize it's not showing up on YouTube side.
Yeah, it's specifically on Twitch. That's
Yeah.
where they're showing up.
Oh, I don't have a wrench anyway. I thought I did.
I wish I had a wrench. Wait, what?
No,
Damn bots.
wrench. That has an R in there.
Ah. I'm also looking where I'm at in this. I think I remember where I'm at. Ah, yes. Here we are. Oh, that is another big deal.
Now, how is Twitch anyway? I'm not on Twitch, so I don't know if I should bother. I stream to Rumble, not Twitch. How is it? Any better?
I just multi-stream. I think YouTube is a little better. I'm not gonna lie. Like I've had better experiences in general, but
Speaking in relation to Rumble.
I haven't streamed on Rumble, so I couldn't really say.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
And since
Otherwise,
I
I'd be
streamed
able
on
to
Twitch,
keep
I
more.
can't say either.
Yeah, like I just don't have much experience. And there's the timer.
It is time.
It is time.
All right, so I'm at 237. One more paragraph done.
Oh, very nice. Now you get to join me, good sir. Oh boy. In
Whose
that
turn?
And I'm gonna join James.
Yep.
I'm not getting in that box though.
Too tight.
So who's writing?
It is James and it is Wrangler.
Okay.
All right. And we
Writing
start the
stuff.
timer now.
So for the city chosen, I've decided I'm just going to leave it vague until for now. Since this is first draft, I'll figure out what city exactly his father moved them in from. Probably, considering the time frame, Yeah. So, I'm inclined to believe it was the latter, for why else would he take his family away from the bustling streets of the city and bring them to the far reaches of the American West one distant summer of 1896? My memory drifts to the monolithic redwood trees that almost seemed to threaten me with their immensity, as if to say they would crush my body should I wander too far from where they allowed. The forest would hide my body, and the roots would envelop my flesh. The trunks would powder my bones to marrow, and the land itself would consume my soul, lost until the trumpets of Judgment Day would sound and call forth the dead from the forest's musk-soaked stomach.
Lovecraft would be proud. He would be very proud. So, by the way, what is your favorite Lovecraft story? Do you have a personal favorite?
Sorry, my fiance just messaged me something silly.
Always fun.
Honestly, I haven't even finished reading all of his stuff, but so far I'd have to say probably Dagon so far.
Oh, nice. I'm trying to remember parts of Dagon. I know for a fact I've read it before. I'm just trying to remember some parts of it. It isn't immediately coming to mind.
Yeah, I got a lot of reading I need to catch up on.
I can tell you my personal favorite of my Lovecraft stories, though. It is a short and sweet one. Pickman's Model. I really enjoy that one.
Was that the one about the guy who had like the little museum?
Yeah, he has like a whole bunch of paintings.
Yeah, I remember that. Or no, not the paintings one. It was like this freak show museum where it was like all these things that people thought were sculptures, and then it turns out he has like a thing in the basement that's like a. I can't remember what that one was called.
He is a painter though, so it's like paint a bunch of paintings that are suspiciously lifelike and they look nightmarish.
That does sound fun.
Story. It's a very short and sweet one, and I think if anyone was to try and find a place where they'd really enjoy like a good Lovecraft story, like I really do think that Pickman's Model is like one of the best ones.
Every time you say Pickman's Model, I keep thinking not like a guy named Pickman. I keep thinking the other Pickman.
Oh, yeah. That's a very different type of Pickman.
That's Pickman's PNG.
Exactly. Richard Upton Pickman is frowning in his grave right now. He is very disappointed. Damn, formatting images is annoying, but I am making progress. It's all about the line spacing. It really likes to mess with it. And nothing's looking terribly, like, non-indented or anything like that. I think it's okay. It's annoying, though. You have to keep a fine eye out for some of the details.
Right.
There we go. Moving onward. As you do. Which one is next?
I also got to look into the history of Olympic National Forest. Apparently, it was not established until 1938 around-ish. So
oh, really?
So it was one of the parks that was established by Theodore Roosevelt, or Franklin Roosevelt, not Theodore. And whatnot. So that definitely implies. I was initially thinking maybe the story could be set around 1908, but now I'm thinking something more closer to 1940, 1930 something.
Yeah. Which sounds like it could definitely work.
Which works well into like that whole time period of kind of Lovecraftian horror. A lot of his stuff was kind of set around the 1920s or something like that lines.
Yeah.
I
By the
like
way,
I like little period piece fictions almost sort of thing.
yeah, period piece fiction in general is just a lot of fun. I know we were talking a little bit about how stories can change and develop over time. There is probably the most notable example I can think of in this book I'm finishing up is one character started off a little differently, but she eventually split off into two very different characters. It's been kind of entertaining because one is very like dark and moody, whereas the other is kind of like an eccentric ray of sunshine.
Right.
I'm like, man, these are very different people. I'm actually surprised I started off with one character. Let's see. I feel like I'm close. Close to where this image needs to be.
Also been thinking about getting into a solo play or a solo play of a frickin' Mothership, the sci-fi horror tabletop game.
Yeah, I don't know much about Mothership. What all is involved in the game, really?
So it's kind of it's an OSR system that runs on D100, similar to in a fashion to like a Gamma World a little bit in that regard. But
nice.
it's very rules light, but it leaves a lot of room for like modular expansion and all that sort of thing. The basic idea of it is that you are playing as space. Basically, it's kind of geared towards a heavy influence on things like Alien, Blade Runner type stories, kind of thing like that.
Yeah.
Old sci-fi horror.
Yeah, sounds like a lot of fun. Also, welcome back, James and Wrangler.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'll tell you what, this here stream is real mighty productive for creativity.
I'll tell you what, this Howard Phillips Lovecraft feller wouldn't have nearly so many problems had he just embraced the loving embrace of propane.
Propane accessories. If his grades were good enough. Anyway, Hank Hill says hi. How is the writing going with you guys?
Going all right.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. I was debating here in a little bit about rotating the order of us kind of like moving around so we can kind of mix it up a bit. I didn't know what you guys thought of that.
But then I have to talk to Drama Goblin. Why would you do that to him?
How dare you insult Drama Goblin? Or is it Drama Goblin who's insulting you? Wait, what?
No, it's making
Damn
Drama
goblins.
Goblin have to talk to me. Why would you do that to him?
Damn goblins. Oh boy. Well, in either case, I'm gonna be going in, and then we can probably talk about it here in a few minutes, or we can just keep at the pace we are currently going, because that also works. All right.
Oh, we can mix it up.
The timer comes down, and once I am properly back, we can probably swap it up. In 3,
All right.
2, 1.
Yay, conversation.
Hooray. So tell me about your guys' work in progress.
I think it's just me and you.
Oh. So tell me about your work in progress.
I am trying to tally up the amount of words that I've written so far. This little venture of ours. But I'm pretty good on this story. Like I said, it's a 13 issue short story series. And I'm on issue 7 right now. It was initially going to be 10, but that was just according to like the plot outlines. I don't mind it going a little over.
Right.
Okay, nearly written 1,000 words in this sit down. Not bad.
Hey, that's way ahead of me on that, and my main thing is like let me look here. Yeah, mine is only at 237 words.
I'm a notoriously fast writer, but I usually in the editing process get rid of like upwards to 1,000 words for every 3,000 words written. So
And when you get into the flow, sure, you
yeah, I mean,
just
I
as
leave
much
them.
editing, but you know,
I,
it's
I I leave a lot for the editing stage. Get that first draft out there, get it
hey, that's the way
going,
to
get an
do it.
idea.
That is the way to do it.
Yeah, yeah. So just kind of type it out there. There's a bunch of little red squiggling lines throughout all this stuff. But it's fun, getting the words out there, and this really helps because I'm usually very busy, so it can be hard to find appropriate time to write a story. So, what's your usual writing process?
Well, when I was able to maintain a good pace, usually I would just kind of have a rough outline or something like that, kind of to get the main ideas down, but a lot of it would also just be kind of lean more into discovery. Right now, I'm just kind of not wanting to get too caught on the hook of the outline, so the rough outline is just
Yeah,
the basic ideas and the basic like notes of the idea itself, such as
gotcha.
that you have a guy who has a history with the state park or this national forest in Washington state, and that something spoopy's going down over there.
Gotcha. Mine's kind of similar, but a bit more fleshed out. Basically, got all the story beats written out, but not really like how they happen exactly. Kind of just letting myself fill in the gaps as I go, but I could get really into the discovery portion and go crazy. That's what I did with the current story I was writing. But I had to kind of put it on pause because I have to get the second portion of the story outlined first because it was getting a little out of hand. So this one was already previously outlined to help me just kind of get it going.
Right.
And it's been pretty good so far. But when I feel I'm getting just a little bit too out there, I got to look at the outlines. Like, all right, where do I got to take it? Yeah, that helps with my writing style, anyways. Keep me in line. Don't blow things up too much.
Right.
So, how's your writing journey been up to this point? Like, how did it start? How's it going?
Well, I've always kind of wanted to write since about middle to late high school. I got a kind of brief gig as a sci-fi short story writer for a YouTube channel called Starbound HFY a
Oh,
while back, and
nice.
that was good when it lasted. I
Yeah,
never did get a good consistency to my production, but I did manage to actually publish stories through that. But
nice.
things did eventually go sour. The boss of that whole thing was a kind of a scumbag and
Oh no.
basically used AI to steal a bunch of shit from us and basically edit
Okay.
stories without our permission. His deadlines just kept getting worse and worse, which was another issue there.
Yeah, you got the boss Thulu.
Yeah, so nowadays that channel has just kind of become an AI slop mess now and content farm type shit. But you know, it was nice while it lasted, and
Yeah, that's the problem when you have these gentlemen who, it's like, oh, I like short stories, but I want to, get a business going to succeed and put profit before everything else. Like, because I'm not completely like against AI. I'm probably the most pro AI person on this thing, but you get all this heartless, soulless, no effort, made to just be produced schlock. That's
yeah,
just
that's
clogging everything. And that was already there, mind you. That was already there. I remember being around the creepy pasta scene. There was schlock, but at least it was people written schlock. But I do mean at least, because there was some schlock.
right. Yeah. For me, it's I myself am like I am all for using AI to fill as like a tool in its proper
Exactly.
usage. I don't care for what sector our boss at the time wanted.
Yeah.
I was like wanting to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's like, okay, I can use AI to help streamline my storyboarding process and the outlining process to get stuff done quicker while still being human written stories. He did not want that. He wanted an outline to be given to the AI to write like exactly a
More of a
6,000
fucking
word
prompt.
story. Yeah, he
Yeah.
wanted slop. And he wanted to make it so that we would write or edit the stories instead to make it not as obviously AI.
Yes. And I'm gonna be honest, I tried that for a 10,000 word short story and it came out okay. But like, you need that human element of love in there. It says, no, I want to make something good.
Yeah.
I just realized I've been unmuted this entire time.
Oh, how'd that go?
Apologies for all the coughing and hacking.
I didn't really hear
I
much.
honestly didn't
We
even
didn't hear
notice.
it. We didn't
Oh,
hear anything
cool.
either, honestly.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, just cries for your ex-girlfriend to come back. That's it.
Well, I mean, she had to leave like that. It was also sudden.
Yeah, well, meeting season was over.
Oh, yeah, it was.
There's always next year.
I'm a sad otter now. There is always next year, next mating season.
What kind of sound does an otter make?
It's a lot of squeaks.
It's like a squeaking sound, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a squeaky toy.
Well, that's cool, but I still would also like to know, what does the fox say?
The fox says,
cow.
the fox says, show me the Carfax.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I know what the wolf says. Can't let you do that, Star Fox.
Well, the owl says it takes 3 licks to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop.
And the rabbit says, you remind me of your father, Star Fox.
You're becoming more like your father. Oh God, I love Peppy.
I guess that means that the fox says, Slippy!
Oh no! Damn it, Slippy. He's always getting himself into trouble.
I never got into Star Fox. I played it on the Super Nintendo for a while, and it just wasn't my thing.
It was never my favorite Nintendo IP, but it was fun. It's fun for what it is.
The characters were far more fun than the gameplay.
I think one of the memorable things is honestly just the quotes. It was voice acted pretty well, and you got all these quotes.
I have vague memories of this one game that I confused for Star Fox as a kid because I have no idea what it was actually named. It was about like these fox or cat people or something, and they would like fight these pigs. And there was like you'd run around collecting like crystals, I think.
That's not even ringing a bell. You would think with all the time I spent in video games way back, I would recognize it, but it's not ringing a bell.
Then you have failed me for the last time.
All right.
You mean I'm fired?
You're fired.
All right, I'm going to go start my own can't remember video game business, and it's going to be so much cooler than yours.
With blackjack and hookers. All right,
We'll start
time
my
to
own
set the
dome.
time. It is Drama and I who shall be going. We will be
All right.
departing.
How dramatic.
Bye-bye.
Yes, yes. And I rest within the box of endless value. No one knows.
The box of endless value.
Yeah, only I know what's in it and its possible value.
I thought that the possibilities were, dare I say it, endless.
Endless. Endlessly.
Much like a world that I've heard so much about.
Yes, worlds can fit in boxes too, you know. Maybe I should write a story centering around a box.
Such a potent box of holding, it can contain a universe.
I wouldn't go that far. Yeah, the universe is rather large. And I've been in many boxes. I've never seen a universe in one. Though this one time I did find one of Shaquille O'Neal's victims.
What?
Don't ask, don't tell, just dribble. Yeah. Heyo.
What a random name to say for having victims.
That's just what came off the top of my head. I really
I know.
went towards the rap world if I want to keep it.
I love it too. The dude is such a ham in his commercials. He's hamming it up, and you can tell he is having fun doing it. That's probably why it works.
Yeah. I once had a pair of his shoes. Shaq shoes, man. Shaq. They weren't that great though. The soles broke in like a week. Like probably made by some pygmies in China.
So the name was a lot cooler than the product itself.
Very much so. It's just like, they're broken now. And then I went online, and like everything on YouTube, you can find weird and unique and niche stuff. I found a channel that reviews shoes by taking them, splitting them in half, and then breaking down the components that make up the shoe, talking about what makes it good or bad.
That's actually kind of interesting.
It's YouTube, man. You can find literally everything. It's basically, YouTube is what Gremlins 2 predicted with their weird television show where they have a channel for everything and you see the guys in the archery channel. YouTube has an archery channel, man. It's got like 18,000 of them.
Gonna have to start an all new YouTube channel and just call it The Victims of Shaquille O'Neal.
Right? And get sued.
I don't know what kind of content we could really put on there because the only victims I know of his are all basketball backboards that shattered.
Ooh, I don't think anybody's actually done that, have they?
Yeah, he's broken a few of them. I think he actually kind of sort of was getting fined for him, but
really,
he kept doing it anyway because
he basically knew how to break them. He's like, I'm strong enough just to yank on this hard enough, it's going to break. Yeah. I have to look that up.
But doing so made his stock go up, so the fines were worth it.
Right? It's like, oh, you brought down the house.
And I guess there was one when he slam dunked. It didn't break the backboard, but instead, like the whole, the whole arm structure that's holding the backboard up in the air, that whole thing broke loose from the floor, just kind of wobbled, and then came down to the ground, and the crowd went wild.
Crazy. It
looked like a dying dragon, just
boom. Yeah, he yanked that shit down.
Yeah, I don't think he intended to do that, but
maybe not the first time. Oh man! But let me go back in time here. I'm watching one. He's jumping. He puts his hands on it. Both fists are on it in midair. I pause. Yeah, he pulled on that shit. He pulled on that shit. He could have let go. He didn't.
Yeah, I think that's why he was getting fined though, because yeah, he wouldn't let go right away, and all his weight and everything would
Yeah.
put a lot of uneven pressure on that glass, and it can only take so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember the movie Grown Ups 2?
Grown ups. Yeah. Mildly.
Yeah, I think Shaquille O'Neal was in that, and during the big brawl at the house party there, like he was on one side. There was like two groups going at it, and he was in one with Adam Sandler and his friends, and
Okay.
Stone Cold Steve Austin was playing a character in there who was on the other side. And I so badly wanted to see the Shaq character and the Stone Cold character get into a scuffle, but that
Yeah.
ended up not happening. I was like, that's the money matchup right there. Although it didn't make narrative sense, so I understand why they didn't go that route. But you know, the two biggest dogs on either side, you want to see them clash,
Yeah.
especially in an Adam Sandler movie when you know it would be hilarious. Now, what you're doing, is that part of the villain series, or are you working on something else right now?
I'm working on something else right now. This is that trailer I sent you. That's the series I'm working on.
Gotcha.
Yes, the Evergreen. That one's been worked on. That trailer. It's going to be unveiled soon. It's going to be real fun.
Nice. Is that the finalized version you're doing, or are you tweaking it a bit more?
I'm not done writing it. I'm on episode 7 of 13.
I was talking about the trailer.
Oh yeah, that one. It just needs a little bit more tweaking, but it's near final.
Huh.
Ja. So I'll be
Yes.
working on that. This one I'll probably be finishing up soon, which will be great. And then we'll be off to episode 8, where another big plot point will start to unravel towards the end, and it'll be explored in episode 9. And then episode 10 is going to be where, like, the beginning of the last 3 episodes, or last 4 episodes, which are just going to be like parts 1 through 4.
That is a disruptive alarm when you have headphones on, isn't it?
I got my headphones set to low a little bit.
Will the Lord Otter come up for air after that alarm?
Obladi oblada.
I see his avatar like lighting up, but I wonder if he knows he's on mute.
Oh fuck, I'm on mute.
No, he doesn't know he's on mute. Well, he knows now.
Now the otter knows that he's on mute.
The
even
Lord
though he was
Otter now
trying to talk.
knows.
Yeah, the alarm's very disruptive. Also, it doesn't help when you're on mute. That is not very helpful at all.
Mutation.
Mew-terrific.
It's so mutastic.
You too.
Hey, we're being sued by Nintendo.
Oh.
There's this channel I watch, and he's a straight up shit talking channel. He admits it. Called Fritanga, and he's constantly railing on Nintendo. And I watched one of his videos last week, and it opened up. You know the old Pokemon cartoons? Who's that Pokemon? You see the silhouette, and then after the commercials, it comes back. It's Pikachu or something like that. He started off his stream with you see a silhouette, and you hear, "Who's that Pokemon?" Then the silhouette fills in. It's a clipboard with papers. It's Lawsuit.
Incredible. Yeah,
the dude's a riot.
So it's like Frequency, you and I would say we're both kind of like casual Nintendo fans. Like we like their games, but it's like at the same time, it's like this shit they're doing now. It's like, what the fuck, Nintendo? Why are you?
I was a straight up Nintendo fanboy until recently,
Yeah. Well,
and
it's
and pretty much because Metroid, you know.
well, it's like they either hit a real stride or they are struggling, and I think the tide has turned again to where Nintendo's starting to struggle.
Yeah, well, they're not struggling financially at all right now. They are swimming in dough.
They are swimming in dough, but they are struggling out of their own stupidity and stubborn behavior.
Yeah, it used to. I mean, they've always done some of these, you know, draconian, litigious stuff. They've always had a degree of that. But it just seems a lot worse lately. It's ever since Iwata passed and they ended up with the new presidents. And these presidents aren't gamers; they were bankers.
Yeah.
And now the president used to be Iwata, and he was a gamer first and a businessman second.
Yep.
And he's the one who started the Nintendo Directs, so he can address his customer base.
I'm willing to bet Iwata shielded us from a lot of that bullshit.
Yeah, but now the new president, he doesn't address the audience or customer base at all in the Directs. He addresses the shareholders. He's just a typical business guy. But the stuff they're pulling lately is like, they're no longer a game company with a strong legal department. They're a law firm that makes video games.
Yeah, no fun.
I mean, patenting basic game mechanics. And you know the folks at the patent office, they're like old timers who are like, oh, it's a Pokemon thing. And what they do is they go, okay, this is what they're doing for a patent. They go, has anyone patented this before? Look at the past records. Nope, this doesn't exist in our patent records. Therefore, they award the patent, not knowing anything about gaming and that it was a common game mechanic.
Yep.
So they screwed up royally.
All right.
And
I also think it's about time we ended up spinning the wheel again to see.
Actually, I'm probably gonna head off. I'm very sleepy today.
All right.
It was fun doing the writing. I got about 326 words written, which is pretty good.
See, you cannot torture him by making him have to talk to me for a round.
Oh, that's so lame.
He has escaped.
Really
that is so lame.
Thanks for having me, Otter, and everybody else.
Thanks for joining us, Drama.
You.
It was a great night. I said thanks for joining us.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for having me.
Good night. God bless us, everyone. All right. In that case, now that we're down to 3, we can probably just spin the wheel once and see who's going next.
Looks like the old Google buffering beach ball or whatever.
I know, it really does.
Yeah.
What's it going to give us? Ooh.
Yellow.
Hi, James.
Cool.
The wheel has landed on you.
All right.
Such a beautiful thing.
So I take it we only have one at a time writing now.
Yeah, it's only going to be one at a time. I'm going to keep the time the same, so it'll be one of us kind of like alternating around.
Unless you want one of us monologuing for 7.5 minutes, and you don't want me trying to do that without someone to bounce off of. It's just
no, probably not the best.
Unless you get me going on another Nintendo rant, then I might be able to pull it off.
Well,
I'd fall a couple minutes short.
We can talk about Nintendo. They have been pretty fucking annoying lately.
Yeah,
and they've been getting on a lot of people's bad side.
They really have, and they always punch down because it's pretty much patent trolling at this point. You know what patent trolling is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're pretty much doing that. They're pulling the ladders up behind them so others can't do it. That's straight up what it is.
Yeah, pretty much. It is trying to put yourself ahead at the expense of everyone else.
And the problem is that means other companies are going to go, oh no, if they're doing that, we got to do it too, or else we'll get shut out of the video game market. And everybody's going to start patenting stuff, and pretty soon it's going to be like 4 or 5 AAA companies that own the patents on all the game mechanics, and nobody else is allowed to make video games.
That's the big problem with Nintendo. It's like whenever they do something big, it matters. And it's like, it turns out they're doing something that's really not good.
Right? Hey, do you mind if I switch over to my phone for a moment?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Hi, everybody. I hope you're enjoying tonight's little Create-athon. I am an otter, and I am being a little douchebag tonight if I can speak English. Unfortunately, I can only speak half English. The other half I speak is otterish. I hope you're willing to accept such handicaps tonight, for I am an otter, and I am cute. And I am also writing. Aha! It is looking pretty okay. How's everybody doing tonight? Everybody in the chat? See if we have any comments.
I am backstage.
Oh, Wrangler, you're going to have to be careful with that mic. There you are.
There we go.
How's
Yeah, I was sitting backstage. I'm like, I tried to just reach over and say it into the other mic without causing that, but sorry.
I knew as soon as you left, I was like, oh, we've got a mic loop going on.
Yeah, no, I jumped right into backstage and I thought you didn't hear me, so I tried to tell you with my active mic, and I thought I could do it while avoiding the feedback.
It happens. It very much happens. It is a very annoying thing sometimes. That's just the nature of the beast. That's how it goes.
What's nice though is with the headphones and mic, I could just mute my mic, and I don't have to go and mute the whole system like I did with the laptop.
That is true.
Yeah, but they set a real bad precedent that's going to cause a lot of problems.
And the worst part is, like, once they've done it, it's like every other gaming company either feels obligated or they think they're given the okay to do the same thing.
Yeah, and the problem is the folks at the patent office, they don't know the video game market and probably just see it as, oh, kid stuff, not a big deal. You know, they're not going to go look at a game mechanic and have any idea that it exists in 50 million other video games out there already as previous art. Therefore, doesn't
Right.
deserve a patent. They don't know this stuff. They don't even know where to look to double check. Their old guys is like, oh yeah, Nintendo. My grandkid plays with that. Okay. You know?
My grandkid loves Mario.
I mean, everybody kind of loves Mario, but
You probably do get some people who are, like, legit gamers, but even so, it's like, I doubt that makes a huge difference, really.
yeah, they're on the upper age side of boomers that are hanging out in there granting these patents. They don't. I mean, I'm saying that as an assumption. I don't know that for certain, but
I'm willing to
whenever I
bet
see
you-
people working in a government building, they're usually pretty up there in age.
Yeah, pretty up there in age, and more often than not, very strict business mentality. That's another factor.
Yeah, which works in certain circumstances, but in others that can work against you.
Right.
And in this case, it's working against one of the biggest money-making industries out there. A video game is a bigger media industry than movies.
Well, I think the big problem is it's like I think business types, government types, at like et cetera, they all really start to become a huge detriment whenever it comes to any form of artistic expression. It's like, don't get me wrong, limitations are good on artists, but whenever it's all about like strict like stakeholders and like very like third party facts like that, that can be really harmful if
Yeah,
it's
because you
not.
don't get the creativity. They're like, what worked before? Do that again. You know?
There is like the odd case where it has worked out, like either partially because or in spite of those factors, but that's rare too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem with talking on the internet. When you're speaking in generalities, you have to sit there and trip over yourself with asterisks. Not all this is like that, or blah, blah, blah. It gets annoying, but you got to do it. because someone's always just sitting there waiting to take something out of context.
That's the problem with the internet. The internet's language of choice is hyperbole. There's no other alternative. Anything else just gets drowned in background noise.
With a snarky accent.
Exactly.
Yeah, it seems like everybody someone says or posts, they're trying to like make it a bumper sticker or mic drop moment every time. It's like, okay, here we go again.
Well, I think a lot of it comes down to brevity being the soul of wit, and the internet gobbles that up. Like they are all about that. And sometimes it can be really overplayed.
Yeah. It is. I mean, even in politics, it's all pretty much everybody's just screaming bumper stickers back and forth at each other.
Pretty much.
It's kind of seeped into everything. And while I do agree, brevity being the soul of wit, I completely agree with that. But sometimes brevity is not the appropriate trail to take.
Yeah, the big problem is it's like the internet operates on cult of personality, and that is like one of the best ways of cultivating a personality is being witty. And it's not a good thing. It is kind of like a really unfortunate factor of the internet, for sure. Oh boy. Welcome back, James.
Ja, I am back indeed. Now there are two. Interesting.
Exactly.
There can only be one. Where's my sword? It's in the box. I'll be back.
What kept you? I love that movie, by the way.
You know what I should do is with the miracle of AI is actually generate a sword in this guy's hand when he pops out the box.
Oh yeah. Have Katana Badger.
Katana Badger. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Right? The deadly box badger.
Wrangler,
Badger
is your
Ninja.
mic working?
No, it's not.
Oh, I see. Well, damn. That was a real close one.
It took the night off.
I see. Man, I was worried that Frequency was going to have to talk some more. That was going to be really unfortunate.
Yep. No, now I get to write. Now I get to be quiet.
All right.
Always the quiet ones you got to watch out for.
I'm going to go ahead and start the timer, for it is my turn to write.
Oh, it's your turn. Oh, I thought it was mine.
Oh, it is your turn. Oh my god, I didn't realize. Okay, it is your turn.
Woohoo!
No, wait. How did we have it before? Because you were above James, I believe.
No.
Are you not?
No, I'm in the same spot I was before.
Oh, okay. Well, it is your turn to write then. Okay. So, and the timer goes now.
I'm going in.
Oh,
Nice.
boy. James, what's your opinions on formatting, by the way?
Formatting, huh?
Yep.
I don't think I have any strong opinions. I've kind of just formatted the same way I have near from the beginning, though I do realize, well, I've helped format other pieces of literature, but there's like much more, I guess, for lack of a better term, because I'm a dummy, novelistic approach, if you will.
Nothing wrong with that.
But frankly, it just comes down to the ease of consumption for the reader. So, as long as the reader knows what the hell is going on.
That is true.
That's also been my controversial opinion towards words. If you know what I'm saying, does it really matter if I spelled it correctly? I'm not talking about sold literature, obviously, but say if you're in the midst of a conversation, you spell something maybe incorrectly, just hit enter.
Okay, I'm also looking at something really quick. Okay.
That is fine. I need
I
to
think I
scroll
know
up,
where I need to put this. Cool.
see how much words I've written so far.
Uh, hmm. Let's do this.
Whoa, nice.
There we go.
So far this session, I wrote 1,297 words.
Oh, hell yeah. That's very productive.
Well, we went from 5 minutes to 7.5 minutes. So
Yeah. Getting shit done. Not skipping a beat. All right, that's looking pretty good to my knowledge.
yeah,
I'm getting the
yeah.
larger images in place now, so that's a big deal
Okay.
for me.
Okay, for your books.
Yeah. Yeah, so I do really like to have illustrations. They are kind of a pain to format, though.
Yeah. Oh, I've been there with some illustrations before. I know what you mean.
EPUB is where it becomes really infuriating.
Yeah. What software do you use for formatting?
For prints, I use OnlyOffice, which is just
Okay.
it's like a Word alternative.
Gotcha.
Last time I used for EPUB, I used Caliber, but though this time I'm thinking about using the Kindle editor potentially.
Righteous.
We'll see how that goes. It may work, may not work.
Yeah, I usually because I got the Adobe Suite. It comes with InDesign, which is pretty fucking sweet for formatting pretty much anything, layouts and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's good is I found just these really awesome templates that are just good to go. I don't want to say that they're copy paste like open template paste, but it's near it. It's a handful of stages away.
And
That's what's really helped me sort of create all the PDFs like freaking 2 times a month.
Yeah. This is also precisely what I was trying to prevent, though I'm not too surprised at the same time. This was gonna happen. Oh well. Shoot. I don't like these split-second decisions. So previously I had formatted this book and actually arranged the images and what pages they're going to be on. However, when you re-edit things and then reformat it, that changes. That's where the annoyance comes in. I may actually do this just a little bit differently. As much as I don't want to.
Yeah. What made formatting images a bit difficult in InDesign is sort of like everything can be placed in their own sort of boxed reticle and you can move them around, but the box can sort of expand to as long as you need it and go multiple pages. So I would have just, one long box I paste my short stories in. But then if I wanted to add in an image, I would either have to separate it into 2 separate boxes or just kind of make space for the image inside that existing box.
Yeah, there is another factor to formatting images in. It's like if you are adding like a page-long image like mid-paragraph, it means that you have to you're basically hitting Control Enter a couple of times to create a couple new pages. But
That too, yeah.
The real pain is what happens whenever you have to take the second half of that paragraph and you have to reformat the indentations. that can be annoying.
Yeah, I've done that. Sort of having that square image in the corner,
Yeah.
sort of vibe and words wrapping around it. Yeah.
Well, it's like in this, it's like the word program has its own way of determining whether something's tabbed or not. So you have to specify, oh, this one's tabbed at the first line, but for this one that's cut off, you have to say none. So it actually looks like it's just continuing that previous paragraph.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Just all those things you got to watch out for.
It's a ton of little gotcha moments like that. Welcome back, Wrangler.
Well, thank you.
Herman also joins us in the chat saying, I pooped yesterday. Congratulations, Herman. You did it. I'm so proud of you.
Did it look like an acorn or a pine cone since he's a hedge?
It's probably a pine cone. No.
That sounds uncomfortable.
Ow. I doubt it was comfortable.
Yeah, I hope it was turned the right direction before it came out, or else that would have sucked. How you doing tonight, Herman? Aside from your bowels, how's the rest of you doing?
I think he's doing okay.
Being a hedge is not for the weak.
It's a tough life being a hedge. A tough life.
Can a sentient hedge take on Pickle Rick?
Maybe. All right.
I think we found the bane of Rick Sanchez.
I think it's my turn to hop in. I'll see you guys in
It
7.5
is.
minutes. It's
Alrighty.
his. And I'll be back.
I'll be back. Get to the chopper. So James,
That reminds me, I have to make a Predator music video tomorrow for a Predator metal song I already generated.
a Redditor metal song.
Predator with a P. Predator.
Oh. For the Yautja.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be doing that tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. I got a lot to get done.
I don't fully understand the Predators. How is it that they're so unstoppable they can take shotgun blasts, but they can lose to an LA cop in a knife fight and die? You know?
Well, he was pretty weak at that point. He was
Yeah,
already
I
very
know.
damaged.
But I mean, some of the feats I see them pull, and then their durability does seem to be a little wonky. I get it.
Yeah.
Rule it cool. You want the fight scene to be cool, but
It's more than that. It's really just comes down to writing. The same thing with the Alien movies. There's usually a inconsistency in sort of a life form and character strength.
yeah, I guess
Go ahead.
there's a comic going on right now. I think it's a Marvel Universe Alien crossover. Obviously not canon, but half the heroes have been killed by the xenomorphs, and I'm like, how overpowered are these things here? What's going on?
Yeah, it's because Marvel now owns, or Disney now owns Alien, and they've already ruined it with this new show. Had a very shit ending to it. You can expect. Well, Alien is now Disneyfied. It was born a corporate product, and now it belongs now it's the property of a mega corporation.
Megacorp.
Yeah, Disneyfied, man.
Xenomorph Inc.
It's just a product. That's all it is. Just a product. They're gonna treat it like, try to make it ooh and ah you, so that way you go watch whatever, they can make some money off their product.
Hey, which of your characters could take down a Yautja in hand-to-hand combat? I'm sure you must have some.
Pretty much any daughter knight could probably get the job done.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're about as strong as Captain America, so.
Yeah, that should put them on about equal strength with them, I would think.
I think Captain America's stronger.
You probably. I mean, I've seen Yautjas do some things that are definitely super soldier level strength. But yeah, Cap is seems to be one of the stronger. When you see a Yautja like fist fight a bear, win, pick it up, and then hurl it, it's like, but yeah, I can they replicate? Can the Yautja replicate the helicopter scene from Civil War?
Right?
Or is that no? That was Winter Soldier, not Civil War.
I mean, like I said, it comes down to writing. I don't think any single character has consistent power levels in any single character. Most characters in most IPs don't have consistent power levels.
This is true.
That's just how it goes. They live long enough to be so powerful, and yet you still need to be vulnerable here or there or something, or they manage to overcome their one greatest weakness, and then down the road they have to reintroduce their greatest weakness because they got that. Yeah.
They're standing there, hands on hip. Bullets bounce off of me. Ha 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 ha! And then someone comes up, kicks him in the groin. He loses. But I'll bet even as careful as I'm trying to be with how powerful my characters are as they go, and yeah, their power levels do change. I'm sure if I go looking and digging, I could probably find an inconsistency. And that's just 2 books in. But that's one thing I really do like using AIs like Grok for is physics check. It's like, hey, I have this character. He's this strong. I'm looking to have him pull off this feat. Is that viable? Is that within his strength set? It's great for calculating that or researching what would happen if a character with these abilities did this realistically according to law of conservation, yada yada.
Yeah.
How would that play out? So it's great for calculating that kind of stuff. And I actually wish I had access to that while I was writing the second book because I was trying to figure out a physics issue and I couldn't find the information anywhere that I needed to understand what I was doing. So I went with the best I could, and then later on I find out, oh, I didn't need to do that. This would have worked,
Yeah, I mean, that's the difficult part when you're dealing with a lot of technical and scientific, I guess, studies that become relevant to your story. You really got to take a lot into account.
Yeah, it was somebody with the speed ability. I was trying to figure out how the sound waves would work as far as speaking with another, or what would they see? How would everybody look like they're on pause? What would look like it's still moving? Figuring out that kind of stuff. And AI is great for calculating that. Like if someone was moving at a rate or just existing at a rate 150 times faster than normal, pretty much in a speed state, would somebody else be able to hear them when they talk? It said no, because the sound waves generated when they speak would be a little bit above the normal range of human hearing, whereas somebody else in that same state should be able to hear them just fine. That was where I was like, I don't think they can talk to each other because of how sound waves work, but it turns out because they're speaking at a higher pitch, it would sound normal to them back and forth. That would have been nice to know before I published,
Yeah. I mean,
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah. He's here now.
And I have a drink. Specifically, it is decaf coffee, which I know is weird at 10:30 at night, but don't judge. I'm an otter.
Well, decaf at 10:30, that makes sense. Why would you want caffeine? Why would you want to hype up before you're going to bed soon?
Well, you see, sometimes you want to be hyped up, you know?
Right now, I'm drinking caffeinated coffee, and I probably shouldn't be.
I'm a little bit of a coffee addict, just saying.
Same here.
I don't remember the last time I drank it.
Nobody's
All right.
perfect.
I think this next round, we can probably call it our last round. It is getting
Okay.
just a little late. So
Alrighty.
I believe it is James's go this time.
Okay, yay for me.
All right.
Woohoo!
And we shall start.
James, 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 James.
James, what are the Patriots' names? So many people have been talking about Metal Gear Solid lately. It's just so easy for me to make fun.
I've never played the series at all. None of them.
There are some good parts to it, and then there are some really not so good parts.
But I have beaten the crap out of Solid Snake in Smash Bros.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so let's put it this way. Metal Gear Solid is like, it's a stealth game series technically, kinda, but it's like if somebody was really, really into Escape from New York and a bunch of Tom Clancy novels and wanted to have that, random perverted moments, and also mechs in there, you get Metal Gear Solid.
Isn't that exactly what was the inspiration for his look? Escape from New York?
Yeah, like Solid Snake is kind
Snake
of...
Plissken.
Yeah, it's just Snake Plissken. That's literally all he is.
Hey, but even though I haven't played, I have still learned from that series that you never underestimate the value of a good cardboard box.
That is true.
And James is proving that tonight.
Let's see. Where do I want this to be?
So how close are you now?
Pretty darn close, all things considered.
Because you thought you were going to possibly finish before the stream was even over.
I don't think that's happening, but even so, I'm still making really good progress.
Awesome.
Yeah, there we are. Yeah, I am getting some of the larger images down, which is definitely a big bonus. I'm not complaining. Will that fit? Not completely. Something's not copying over correctly.
Well, while you're sitting there trying to figure out what's going wrong and getting frustrated,
There we
let
go.
me ask you a question that has nothing to do with that.
All right.
What is
Please
your
ask
most
me more.
hated, commonly used trope?
Commonly used trope.
That doesn't mean the trope is bad. It's just one that you can't stand.
I'll get you next time, Superman. I hate that trope. And somehow, by some contrived reason, they get away. I really hate that trope.
It's right up there with "You'll never take me alive, cup of shea." Meh, meh.
Hey, yeah.
I wonder where that started from. I kind of doubt that gangsters shook their fist at the cops and went, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." But
Yeah, so I'm sort of in between because it's like some of this you can trace back to kind of like pulp villains, and it's like in one breath I really like pulp villains, and another way it's like I hate them whenever they're done poorly. Like I like a little bit of campiness with my villains, but I'm like, I don't know. There's some pulp villains that get really shallow. And,
the mobsters from Bugs Bunny.
I'll tell you some pulp villains that I really like. I like a lot of the villains from The Shadow. They're really fun villains. There's a few layers to them, and they usually end up getting undone by their own treachery. I really like that.
Oh, you're speaking James's language now.
Where I don't like it quite so much is whenever the villain is just kind of like a cardboard cutout meant to act as some kind of arbitrary challenge. I hate that.
Yeah.
And more than anything, I'm going to be a little hypocritical because technically I'm leaning into this trope a little bit, but I hate recurring villains, specifically recurring villains that are done badly. Like an example I'll have of this, and even though I enjoy the book, this is something I noticed, but I'll use Razor Fist's Night Vale novels as an example. When it got to his second book and the plot twist reveal for who was wearing the death mask, who this like specter was, my reaction was, who? Who is this guy? I don't know who we're talking about. Then I learn about it, and it's just a villain that was there in one chapter in the previous book. I'm like, no wonder I don't remember him. This is a chapter I frankly kind of forgot a little bit.
It was Mr. Withers, the haunted amusement park owner.
Yeah. In general, I do like those books, but I'm like, the first book especially has some big rough edges, and that's kind of like a holdover in the second book where I'm like, I have no reason to care for this villain. This is just some guy with a name. And it's like, I think you can do campy recurring villains. It's just, I think they have to have like something that makes them distinctive, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of like short story villains, it's like, especially some of the campier ones, they either do it too much or they don't do it enough. It's one of the two. So I'm very picky when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah. And then sometimes they could do it in the way that you typically don't like, but the delivery is done in such a way where it overrides that for you. There's always an
Skeletor is a
outlier.
great example of that.
Yeah. There's always an outlier, you know?
Yeah, Skeletor is a great example of, and I don't even like He-Man, but I love Skeletor.
Yeah, the villain in Double Dragon Neon, Skullmageddon, you can tell is definitely a big old homage to Skeletor.
Yeah.
The way he talks sounds a lot like it was almost like a weird combo of Skeletor, Shredder, and Cobra Commander.
But I like being evil, He-Man.
And that's pretty much how Skullmageddon is. It's like he brainwashes Marion to be on his side. He goes, let me introduce you to the new improved Marion. I call her Evil Marion.
I love it.
It was, you could tell the voice actor was just having a blast doing this. It was cheesy, it was over the top, and it worked.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, it was. I mean, they went full-blown Saturday morning cartoon with his villainy.
Oh, yeah.
And I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
All
Welcome
right, I'm
back,
back.
James.
I'm back.
I'm going
Welcome
to
back.
try and paste one final image before I call it quits for the stream.
That is fine.
Let's see.
Paste it. Paste it now. You must paste it.
I am trying to find the right page. Thank you very much.
I was hearing you talk about Metal Gear Solid earlier, and I recently re-downloaded a game I haven't played or finished yet called No More Heroes, which is
Oh, yeah.
silly. Like, have you played No More Heroes?
No, but I'm well aware of the series.
After playing the third one more, I realized this is his most Toriyama game yet, because it's made by I would say a mini Toriyama name who goes by the moniker of, I believe it's Studa51.
Yeah.
And the entire game, though, is just a gigantic fucking tribute to old Japanese shit, basically. Very pop culture Japanese and old school Japanese stuff.
Right.
Like, there's an entire cutscene in like an ongoing conversation in between levels where they're talking about the director Miyazaki and just gushing about him. And there's like, oh, look, a boss has arrived. All right, let me go kill this guy real quick. We'll come back and continue our conversation.
Amazing.
Yeah, and every single time you defeat a boss, it literally plays end credits to a television show. I was like, all right, guys. It's yeah. So, but that is like the final installment of the series. So he went all out.
I've always heard good things about No More Heroes, by the way.
Yeah, I enjoy it. Not a perfect game. Its gameplay is extremely repetitive, and its world building. I shouldn't say world building, level building. It's open world, but kind of an empty open world in most of the games.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, you're not going to be running into much cars in the streets, and you're not going to see many pedestrians.
That's a
But
little.
do you know who we will see? Over in the chat, we will see Maji-chan. What's up, Maji?
Maji. I can't believe she's elected to join us. Maji, you're the best. We love you.
But I would suggest that if anybody is into anime and pop culture, check out, well, mostly anime, check out No More Heroes. It's a gigantic love letter to anime. It's pretty out there.
Cool. I know I've heard of it before, but I've never seen it. I didn't know what it was about.
Well, at first, nobody kind of knew what it was about because it was just like this game that came out on the Wii that was a sequel to a GameCube game that would be eventually ported all over the place called Killer 7. But it was like a very, very loose sequel. And it very much is. And then it just got a little fan base on the Wii, and they started porting it over to all the different consoles like a year later because it just blew up. It's very fun. I enjoy it. And it's very silly, not meant to be taken seriously in the lightest.
All right. And that picture has been pasted. Lovely. All right. Well, in that case,
Way to go, Pasty.
yeah, way to go, Pasty. Also, hi, Baji. We're about to close out the stream. We're so glad you could join us. She says, just on break at work, thought I would stop by and say hi. How about you? Well, it's been a lovely stream. And with that said, we would like to thank all of you for joining us tonight. It has been quite a fun time, all things considered. I have been the Lord Otter, and I wish you all a wonderful weekend and a wonderful night. And I wish to end off on this wonderful, heartwarming video. You all know which one.
I hope you choke on a motherfucking cheese stick, you nasty, greasy bitch. You look like you drink white Gatorade and smell like nickels. Fuck you.
I've gotten too used to Frederick. I thought you were going to play a Sabrina clip.
No, I love just having that and just trying to set it up to completely get people by surprise. That's it.
Funny man got some jokes.
I don't even get half of what he's saying, by the way. It's just funny.
It is.
All
You
I
smell like nickels.
Yeah, that's the one that gets me. And it's strange. I know exactly the scent he's talking about.
Yeah, but
Like
it's nothing I ever would have thought of as an insult, but it's hilarious.
Like
You look like you drink white Gatorade and smell like nickels. I'm like, what the fuck? Anyways, have a great night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. God
White
bless.
Gatorade and nickels.